Frightened, she drove on, but then doubled back to see what he'd done and tell what she'd seen. She had jotted down the tag number for the cops. The car was stolen, taken from a North Miami man an hour earlier. A high-pitched 3 signal interrupted conversation with the woman. The dispatcher's cool, disembodied words followed the emergency tone bleated in stereo from half a dozen police radios. A 3:30, white male taken from his vehicle and shot in the leg. 4003 Ponce de Leon Boulevard. 20 blocks south, in the Gables. Cops exchanged glances. "What the hell?" muttered a husky sergeant. "Somebody out on a spree," said a black officer. Where will it end? I wondered, dashing for my borrowed car. The shooter in the Gables had arrived in a red caddy and fled in the new victim's white BMW, according to my portable police scanner. Traffic was clogged by Gables police cars, now joined by 2 from Miami. I edged between bystanders after parking on a side street. The reek of traffic mingled with the acrid smell of gunpowder that hung in the still air. A well-built, dark-haired man in obvious pain half-sprawled, half-sat on the curb. He ignored staring strangers, one hand shading his eyes from the merciless sun. A tourniquet on his leg stanched the flow of blood that had puddled in the gutter. A pale band of skin circled his tanned wrist, signaling where his Rolex used to be. This victim, now moaning aloud, had not even tried to buck the jack. Sharp-eyed urban hunters had spotted his Rolex and his white BMW 540i sedan across 4 lanes of traffic. Their stolen caddy swung into a U-turn, falling into traffic behind the Beamer, witnesses said. At the first stoplight, a teenage passenger stepped out, trotted up, and almost nonchalantly shoved a 9mm Beretta in the man's face. He removed the driver's watch, shot him in the leg, then dragged him out of the car, which he took. The caddy followed. 2 motorists had stopped to help the wounded man in the street. Others just veered around him. I gazed down busy Coral Way as though trying to pick up the scent of the predators. "Wonder where they're headed with all these flashy cars," I said aloud. "We know where one just was," a Gables sergeant said, listening to his radio. A 29, a robbery. An elderly couple in the parking lot of a South Miami Kmart. The young thief never even got out of the car. A passenger in a yellow 4x4, he had simply plucked the woman's purse from her arm as the driver floored it. When I arrived, the victim still stood dazed, alone in the middle of the vast lot. He leaned shakily on a cane. She clung to his arm. No crowd had gathered. Bustling shoppers paid scant attention. He was 81. She was 77. Luckily, the purse had not been attached to her by a strap, so she had escaped being knocked down or dragged. She had no money inside, but had lost valuable items. "My prescription glasses are in my pocketbook. They cost $300, she told me in a trembling voice. "My Social Security card and my medication. They're gone." Her husband's frail body quaked and she patted his arm. They lived in a nearby apartment. Occasionally they strolled across the parking lot to the Kmart. Must have looked like easy targets from US 1. The kids had veered into the lot and nailed them on the first pass. I tried to comfort them. "They'll throw your purse away once they go through it. Whoever finds it will probably call." "You really think they might?" Hope lit her brimming eyes. "Sure." At least no one was shot, I thought. The boy with the gun must still be driving the BMW. I wanted to stay, but after 20 minutes there were no new developments. A familiar voice tersely